Aquarius, Pisces, Cuspers, June 2026 feels like a turning point between the old life you've outgrown and the life that your soul is quietly trying to guide you towards, because after everything that happened in May, the emotional pressure, the crossroads, the realization, June comes in a little bit different. This month feels softer in some ways, but emotionally deeper. I'm also hearing about that something you cannot carry, the old version of yourself. You cannot carry the old version of yourself into the next chapter. June changes your emotional world completely. A truth rises, a chapter closes, and by the end of this month, in June, you may not even recognize the person who you used to be. So let's dive in, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being subscribers. I'm sending you all extra love. Yeah, Spirit's got a lot to say for the month of June. So let's dive in, beautiful souls, and then we're going to get into the Celtic cross reading. So my Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces. Somebody's got Aries in their chart here. My Aquarius, Pisces, Cuspers. June feels like emotional recalibration. This month is about healing your mind, reconnecting with your heart, and finally understanding what truly matters to you. The energy starts very emotional and intuitive because Mercury moves into Cancer right at the beginning of June. Perhaps I'm hearing some of you are feeling everything more deeply, all right? Your memories are becoming louder. Your intuition is becoming sharper. And some of you may suddenly find yourself reflecting on old relationships, family wounds, home situations, or perhaps even the emotional patterns you thought you already healed. This month feels deeply personal. Right away, we have Mercury that is sextiling Chiron, Mercury entering Cancer, Mercury square Neptune, Mercury square Saturn. And I'm hearing here, your mind may feel pulled between intuition and fear, hope and doubt, clarity and confusion. There may be moments this month where you question yourself. And what Spirit is saying here is slow down before reacting emotionally. Not every fear is truth. And some of you may just still be healing from May's intense mental pressure and that crossroad energy. This month, I'm hearing the healing gets deeper. You're learning how to trust yourself again, communicate honestly, and I'm hearing stop suppressing what you truly feel. Now, love, wow. For those of you that's interested in regarding love and relationships, platonic or romantic, June carries big heart energy. All right, especially with Venus conjuncting Jupiter on the 9th, Venus entering Leo the 13th, Venus trine Neptune the 17th, Venus opposes Pluto the 17th, both on the same day. This feels like some sort of romantic awakening, emotional vulnerability, magnetic attraction, but also the emotional intensity. Some of you may reconnect with someone. Some of you may just reopen up your heart again. Or some of you may just realize what kind of love you truly deserve. So what I'm hearing as Spirit's also warning against chasing the validation, overgiving emotionally, or perhaps confusing attention for genuine connections. Because, Venus opposes Pluto, which brings that deeper emotional truths to the surface. A relationship dynamic may transform completely this month. And honestly, I'm hearing for many of you, June is actually teaching you, falling over my words here, healthy love should not feel like emotional survival. Career and finances, for those that are interested in career, money, and purpose, it feels like mentally active this month. Much more mentally active. Mars entering Gemini, the 28th. New moon in Gemini, going backwards, the 15th. Mercury is going to retrograde on the 29th. So I'm hearing with regarding to this energy, it's like new ideas are forming fast. That some of you may realize you feel inspired to start something new, maybe study something different, move careers, build online, speak, teach, create, communicate more. Gemini energy wakes up your mind again, all right? But Mercury retrograde at the end of the month that begins, it says like double check plans. slow down major decisions, revisit some sort of old opportunities, unfinished opportunities, all right? And hey, anyway, when we do things, we should double check things. So it doesn't hurt to do it anyway, right? Finally, I actually feel improvement coming for many of you. But only if you stop operating from a place of fear and scarcity. The old way of working harder and harder without the emotional fulfillment. So what Spirit is showing me is that cycle is ending. Those of you that's interested in home, family, the emotional roots, Cancer season that is starting the 21st shifts everything emotionally. This part feels deeply healing, that you may feel called to rest more, reconnect with family for some of you. Maybe it's protect your peace. Or it could be create a safer emotional environment for yourself. Some of you are just realizing home is not the place, just a place anymore. It's not just a place anymore, home. It's actually an emotional feeling. So what Spirit is showing here is the emotional healing connecting to your childhood wounds, your family patterns, the emotional boundaries, perhaps even learning to feel safe being yourself. One of the biggest transits this month I'm hearing is Chiron entering Taurus the 19th. This is going to be huge for you. It begins a long healing cycle around your self-worth, your stability, your security, your relationship with your body and your values. What Spirit is saying here is that you are learning that your worth is not based on how much you sacrifice for others. So this message feels incredibly important for the Cuspers. The reason for you Cuspers, the reason why I'm saying, especially after all the sacrifice energy that followed you through May, June is bringing the beginning of rebuilding your foundation differently. The month ends powerful also with we having that Capricorn full moon, almost said new moon, something from the new moon to the full moon. So the Capricorn full moon on the 29th, same day we have the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and then on the 30th we have Jupiter entering Leo. Emotional closure, reality checks, major realizations about your future. Something is reaching a completion. Jupiter entering Leo, that is begins to open a completely new chapter regarding your confidence, your visibility, creativity, and self-expression. So that by the end of June, you feel more certain about who you're becoming, not fully there yet, but finally moving towards yourself instead of away from yourself. June is not your loud breakthrough month. It's your emotional healing month, your clarity month, your heart awakening month. This is where your soul gently begins guiding you towards a more aligned life. And Spirit's like saying here, stop abandoning your needs. Stop shrinking yourself emotionally and stop trying to earn love by over-sacrificing yourself. Because I'm hearing the next chapter requires honesty, emotional maturity, self-worth, and trust in your intuition. Beautiful souls, just before we go into the Celtic Cusp, perhaps you can ask yourself the two questions is, what are you finally ready to face? And what part of your life is quietly asking to evolve? Let's dive in. Take a deep breath if you feel called. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like button. Spirit angels and sisters, all of the highest light and good for our beautiful Aquarius, Pisces, Cuspers. What do they need to know? Please can we get out one card for the present situation? Four of Swords. Rest and healing. I'm actually hearing with this Four of Swords in your present situation, or in your, as you enter June, is your soul's tired. Spirit says your soul looks tired. I'm hearing not weak, not defeated, just emotionally and mentally exhausted from carrying too much for too long. Like the Four of Swords feels deeply connected to the beginning of June with the Mercury moving into Cancer, and then immediately it will be squaring Neptune and Saturn. Almost said Santa. Okay, so I'm hearing also your mind may feel overwhelmed at times this month. Some of you are needing a rest, silence, space from chaos, the emotional recovery. What Spirit also showing here is that many of you have been in survival mode emotionally. You've been trying to keep everything together while quietly processing a lot internally. So I'm hearing this card begins with healing. June begins with healing, not rushing, not forcing. I'm hearing healing. And for this Cuspers, beautiful souls, I'm hearing your intuition, all right? Your gut feelings, all right? Are becoming stronger when you finally slow down enough to hear yourself again. Let's have a look at the challenge or the obstacle. I just want to see if I can set this camera a little bit better. All right. 5 of Pentacles is your challenge or obstacle. I'm hearing it's not here to punish you, it's here to transform you. And this feels connected to the fears around the abandonment, instability, rejection, not feeling supported, or maybe feeling emotionally left out somehow. Yeah, Mercury retrograde arriving end of June. Plus the emotional Cancer energy all happening in the month. Old wounds are going to resurface, I'm hearing, especially wounds around your self-worth, emotional neglect, financial stress, feeling unseen, or feeling like you always have to struggle alone. But what Spirit is saying is you're not alone as you think you are. That some of you actually become so used to carrying pain quietly that receiving help almost feels uncomfortable now. All right? I know how that feels. This month is teaching you to stop isolating yourself emotionally, because healing happens actually in connections as well. This card is associated with Taurus. All right, let's have a look at the past energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is all the earth energy. All right. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. So what I'm hearing here is that this is what's fading out, all right? The past, leaving behind, what you're walking away from, or what's leaving you. The Ace of Pentacles is talking about a new beginning that did try to enter your life recently, okay? Some of you, this could have been a career opportunity, a financial idea, a relationship opening. It could have been a fresh start, a chance to rebuild stability. It was something that you tried, or that tried to enter your life, okay? But I also feel like fear, exhaustion, and emotional uncertainty made it difficult to trust it. May was a huge transformational month for this beautiful souls. And especially with the Pluto retrograde and all the Gemini, Uranus energy as it was activated, right? I'm hearing that your entire foundation started shifting. And when June is now coming in, what's happening is it's asking you, what are you truly willing to build moving forward? All right, let's have a look at the future energy, the moon. Okay, I'm also hearing here with the Pentacles, I'm hearing the old version of success may not fit in with your soul anymore. An old version of success may not fit in with your soul anymore. All right, the moon, Pisces energy, the future. This is actually quite like that wow energy I'm getting, right? Whoa, like this is the energy that is beginning to move towards you. I'm hearing deeply intuitive. Okay, so this can be Pisces, but it can also be Cancer. And there is a lot of Cancer energy in June. So I'm hearing something about dreams. Dreams become stronger. Synchronicities increase. Okay, like seeing a lot of numbers a lot, or hearing certain songs a lot. Certain words, maybe you're seeing feathers, whatever, something, synchronicities, right, increase. Something about truths, hidden truths arise this month, emotions deepen, or I'm hearing something about your intuition, your gut feelings, they just become impossible to ignore. Now this card also warns about the confusion, the illusion, the fear-based thinking. All right, that Capricorn full moon on the 29th, the Mercury retrograde, the Sun square Neptune, something hidden may surface emotionally by the end of this month. Something about a truth, a realization, a secret feeling, a deeper inner knowing. All right? So what I'm hearing is don't ignore your inner voice just because it makes you feel uncomfortable. All right? Your intuition is trying to protect you and guide you through this month. intentions, goals, and best possible outcome. Oh, that is the future, sorry. We'll move it up so it doesn't sit in that light. Wow, nice. I like this. Ace of Cups. This is like your higher self that is trying to move you towards, right? Your soul wants the emotional renewal, not surface level happiness. Yeah, not surface happiness, not temporary distractions, the real emotional fulfillment. This is giving the energy opportunities for healing, self-love, emotional breakthroughs, deeper spiritual connections, new love for some of you, and I'm hearing some of you, it's the emotional reconciliation within yourself. This feels like your heart is slowly reopening after a long emotional winter. And honestly, some of you, this is going to be the first time in a long time that you're beginning to believe that happiness is actually possible again. Right? We create our own happiness. Pisces energy, Scorpio energy, Cancer energy. Hidden internal influences. Cancer energy coming out here. The unseen emotional layer influencing your choices and your reactions. Two of Cups. Relationships are affecting you more deeply than you actually may realize this month. It could be romantic, it could be family, it could be friendship, it could be soul connections. There's this deep desire for the emotional safety, the mutual understanding, the loyalty, and the genuine connections. And some of you may just be afraid of the vulnerability because of past disappointments. And with Venus opposing Neptune in June, the emotional intensity becomes impossible to avoid. Some of you may be thinking heavily about someone, reconnecting emotionally, healing some sort of relationship wounds, or finally recognizing where the emotional imbalance exists. What Spirit's also saying here is the connection meant for you will not require you to abandon yourself. And I'm hearing that a message feels very important. All right, let's dive into your advice and course of actions, 10 of Wands. Let's drop some of these burdens. Spirit is saying, Spirit is asking you to move differently here, that you cannot keep carrying everything alone. This card feels like the emotional burdens or burnout, okay, burnout, emotional burnout. Too many responsibilities, too much pressure, too much emotional weight. And honestly, some of you are carrying things that were just never meant for you to carry in the first place. I'm hearing that June is actually asking you to release the unnecessary burdens. Stop overextending yourself. Set the emotional boundaries. Protect your energy, especially as Mars enters Gemini near the end of the month. All right, I'm hearing that your nervous system may feel maybe overstimulated if you don't slow down internally. So this month is saying to simplify your life emotionally, not complicate it further. All right. Outside influences, King of Cups. The energy surrounding you, whether this is supportive or challenging, but this does feel like emotional maturity entering your environment. This could be somebody that is a water sign, somebody else that is a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Someone emotionally aware, calm, protective, or emotionally significant. But collectively, this also feels like June is teaching you the emotional mastery. Not suppressing the emotions, but learning how to navigate them without drowning in them. Some of you may just receive some sort of emotional support or guidance or healing conversations or a deeper understanding from someone important. I'm hearing pay attention. And honestly, the energy feels much more emotionally supportive than the past few months. Right. Hopes and fears. What is up with the right? King of Swords. What you hope for most may also be what you fear the deepest. And I'm hearing your mind is moving at 100,000 kilometers per minute. Really fast. Part of you wants immediate clarity, immediate answers, immediate movement. You want things to finally make sense. But another part of you fears making the wrong decision. Maybe acting too quickly, losing control, or maybe it's rushing into something emotionally. But with Mercury retrograde, beginning at the end of the June, Spirit's saying, slow down. Slow your thoughts down before making emotional reactive decisions. Not every urgent feeling requires that immediate action, right? Some things need reflection first. Now, the outcome. I like this. If you continue on this path and aligning with this energy, this is what's unfolding ahead. 10 of Cups. This is beautiful. Emotional fulfillment, peace, alignment, soul happiness. And no, this doesn't mean life suddenly becomes perfect. Life is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. Half the times my videos are not perfect. All right. Some of my previous, the last series of videos, I didn't have the correct lighting, so you couldn't even see the cards correctly, and I had some complaints about that. Nothing in life is perfect, right? I'd rather have imperfection anyway. But this does feel like the emotional healing, stronger connections, greater inner peace, feeling emotionally supported again, and feeling finally something, yeah, okay, how can I put it? Finally finding a sense of belonging. After months of that emotional confusion and that transition, June is going to feel like the beginning of emotional alignment that is returning, that your soul is moving towards peace, not chaos. And honestly, that may be one of the biggest breakthroughs for you. Finding peace, inner peace, happiness. We create our own happiness. June is not about becoming someone else. It's about finally returning to yourself. Peace matters now. Your emotional well-being matters now. Your spirit is actually showing that whatever is falling away this month is actually making space for something far more aligned. Perhaps if you feel called, comment below. What emotional burden are you finally ready to release in June? Thank you for liking the video, being subscribers, and joining the Mystical Soul Tribe. I'm hearing that this journey was never meant to be walked alone. I'm hearing your next chapter is already beginning. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. If you want to purchase a personal reading at $8, details are in the description box. There is limited space, so grab your spot, and July, we'll see what we will be doing. But limited space in the month of June for the $8 special. I'm sending you love and light. Thank you for those of you that do support the channel, that do donate to the channel, that like the videos, leave comments, every sense of way that you can support the channel. Thank you so much. 22, I'm hearing 22 could be a birthday or it's an important date. Beautiful souls, I'll check you around.